The purpose of this video is to show you how you can automatically assign price lists to all orders. So first thing to do is go to settings, and we can look at price lists, make sure they're turned on, and make sure that we can do advanced, which gives you discounts, formulas, margins, things like that. So I've already created videos about how the price list works, so I'm not going to dive into too much detail around it. I'm just going to show you more of the automation behind it. So we'll start with products. We'll have a test product. With the test product, we'll sell it for 100. We'll update a cost in this example. Just say cost is 50. Save it. And obviously there's a number of ways to get into costing. We're not going to dive into that either because I've created a number of videos on that as well. But assume the cost is 50, whether that's FIFO, average, or just standard. Now what we're going to do is go to the price list, and once we're here in the price list, we'll have a public price list. And I can just leave this as Odoo will use this as the default, right? If you want to get into assigning specific price lists at the customer level, you can do that as well, right? If you're a distribution company and you have a boatload of clients, typically you'll want to have the flexibility in your software to say, okay, for client X, I want to guarantee a 5% margin, while with client Y, I want to guarantee a 15% margin, right? Customers ask for that all the time in the distribution space, so we do have that functionality. However, we also realize there are a number of customers who don't need that level of flexibility. They want one standard price list, which just takes rules into consideration on every order to keep things, very simple, and that's where the public price list comes into play. So for here, I can open this up, and I have the option to apply a rule to all products, to specific product categories, to specific products, or to a specific product variant. So maybe, for example, I want to just say on all products, I want to have a rule which takes into consideration based on the cost price, and I want to have a negative 20% margin on that, or a 10% margin, right? So I could also say I could have different margins for different products, right, based on one standard simple price list, and leave it like, in this case, I'll do it on all products, and we'll leave it at that. And now you'll see I don't need to go into each customer and set this rule, right? I could have customer John Doe in my system. We'll just call it John. You'll see it's all, when I save it, it's going to take it into consideration immediately. Public price list. I don't need to do anything, right? I can save it, and Nick, if I just go ahead and save this, public price list. Again, same concept. So on all orders, you'll see, even if I create the order here and I type in, test customer and save it, I'm going to create and edit. I don't even need to do that. I'll just, we'll just do test customer, and I'll just create it. Price list automatically assigned as public. And now you'll see when I go take my test product, $55 is how much it sells for. Why? The cost price is 50. I have a 10% margin. 10% of 50 is $5. When you sum the two, you have a new sales price of $55. Right? So there is no need to automate it, to assign price lists to customers, etc. Again, the flexibility to do so is there if you need it, but by no means are you obligated to go through such a cumbersome workflow. The public price list will automatically be taken into account and assigned to new customers and all orders at the time of creation. Very simple, and it will, again, keep things very lightweight in terms of your everyday use and taking these rules into consideration. If you have any additional questions, let me know.